Jun-fan, better known as Bruce Lee, may have died at the age of just 32, but he left his mark in media as the most famous martial artist out there. He was even named by Time magazine as one of the top 100 most influential people of the 20th century. So obviously he is an interesting man with an interesting life full of fun facts to discuss. I suppose this isn't much of a discussion, it's more like learning. I'm glad to be your teacher. What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the most amazing top 5. My name is Michael McCrudden. Be sure to sit back, hit subscribe, now let me entertain you. Before we begin, I want to know, what is your favorite Bruce Lee movie? Let's jump into our list with the top 5 shocking Bruce Lee facts. First up in the number 5 spot, we have his sweat glands. When you're moving around as much as Bruce Lee did in his movies, you're bound to work up quite the sweat, especially under the lights used for filmmaking. So to prevent himself from looking too sweaty on camera, Bruce Lee had his armpit sweat glands surgically removed in 1972. I'm totally there with you, Bruce. After working on this set for about 4 or 5 years, it's really starting to take its toll. And I look awful half the time. More like chest sweat though, and neck sweat. I wonder if I could have that removed. I'll look into it. Woo! That was not our number 4 fact. Up next in the number 4 spot, he was a terrible driver. No, we're not trying to be racist here at all, I swear to you. Bruce Lee was actually confirmed by his own friends to be not the most talented man behind the wheel. On many an occasion, he would even ask his buddy, student Steve Golden, to drive for him so he could stay off the road as much as possible. This is most likely due to the fact that Bruce Lee had very poor eyesight and needed correction to see far. But glasses didn't work for a martial artist, so often he went without. Plus, you wouldn't want to get into like a dispute over him. I'd just be like, drive however recklessly as you want, just don't get out of your car and kill me. Moving on to the number 3 spot is his film speed. Because Bruce Lee's movements were so fast during his fighting scenes in movies, the scenes had to be filmed at 32 frames per second. This is much slower than the usual 24 frames per second, but it had to be done in order to make sure the scenes looked realistic. Yeah, he had to be put in slow-mo to appear real. The man is not human. Next up in the number 2 spot, he was a fantastic artist. Everyone knows Lee for his martial arts and acting talents, but not many people know that he also showed a lot of potential in the visual arts. He was an incredibly talented sketch artist, and a bunch of his sketches were compiled in the 90s by his late wife Linda Lee and put on exhibit, where they were purchased by a Japanese collector and have been kept out of the public eye since. This has all probably been done for good reason. I can only imagine how much those drawings would go for now, and how many people would try to get their hands on them. Finally, in the number 1 spot, we have his gun. Just because you're a world-renowned martial artist doesn't mean people are going to be smart enough to not pick fights with you. And sometimes those fights aren't going to be fair. To ensure his safety, Bruce Lee carried a concealed .367 Magnum, so while the rest of the world was trying to pick fights with him, he was practicing his aim. Because sadly in this world you never really know with people, and maybe he rear-ended someone, and then at that point everyone's a little confused and you can't see great. It's just like, I'll just pull out the Magnum. So there you have it, the top 5 shocking Bruce Lee facts. My name is Michael McCrudden. Thanks for checking out this video. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Boom!